Welcome to Fox TV News, where everything is true. Jamaica News in Review. 5 shot and injured close to Denham Town Police Station in Azozo. 5 people were shot and injured on Albert Street in Denham Town in Western Kingston about 2:30 Saturday afternoon. Reporters understand that the incident took place in the vicinity of the Denham Town Police Station. The injured persons were reported along Market Street, conversing when they were pounced upon by a group of men armed with handguns who opened fire at them. They reportedly ran into the Denham Town Police Station, where they were assisted to the Kingston Public Hospital by the police. They are currently being treated and are said to be in stable conditions. The location of this incident falls within the zones of special operations. Delivery man killed in St. Elizabeth crash. 32-year-old Siobhan Tugman, a delivery man of a McLeod Close, Old Harbour Base, St. Catherine, died on Friday from injuries he sustained in a motor vehicle crash along the Peppermint Road in St. Elizabeth. Reports from the Santa Cruz Police are that about 9 a.m., Tugman was driving a Toyota Hiace motor truck towards Santa Cruz when it is alleged that he lost control of the vehicle and crashed into a tree. He was thrown from the vehicle. The police were alerted and he was taken to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Man admits stabbing his father to death. A 28-year-old has been remanded in custody after appearing in Supreme Court, where he admitted stabbing his father, a former football team manager, to death. Tyshawn Brown was joined by his family, who were close to tears as he confessed to the manslaughter of his 52-year-old father, Amon Brown. Detective Sergeant Jason Simmet said after Wednesday's hearing, "There are no winners in this case. The family is distraught, understandably, and at least today, there is some satisfaction that justice has been served. This is, as you can appreciate, a very emotional time for the family. There's a lot of grief and pain. The family is coping, and we do wish them well," he added. Simmet said that the guilty plea to manslaughter was certainly the right decision to make given the circumstance. He added, "It certainly helps to alleviate some of the frustration and sense of fear among the family, so we're happy for that decision." Brown, a former football player and manager of the Boulevard Community Club football team, known as Blazers, suffered around 25 stab wounds in July 2020 during an incident at Warwick Parish. Presiding Judge Williams remanded the defendant in custody. She said the announcement will be made for his sentencing date. Tributes flow for social media influencer killed in Trelawney crash. Tributes are flowing across social media for a popular YouTuber who was among 3 people killed in a motor vehicle accident on Friday night in Trelawney. Lexian Williams, 20 years old, popularly known as Lexi D. Best, was tragically killed when the Toyota Mark X motor car in which she was traveling collided with a Toyota Voxy on the North Coast Highway in Spring Hill. She was reportedly en route to a party in Rayabina Square. The driver of the Voxy, 38-year-old Andrew Codner of Exchange in St. Anne, and another person also died in the crash. Several tourists were reportedly injured in the incident. Williams' death has sent shockwaves across social media, where she is being remembered as a rising content creator. "What is man? I always watch her videos. Life shanty man. I pray that she's sleeping in peace," wrote one man. Add a woman, "Lexi, no, on your way to something and didn't make it, Jaja, rest up the best." In 2021, Williams was the grand prize winner of Cashmate Entertainment 876 Roommates, a reality television series featuring comedians across Jamaica. Always admire her as a creative content creator and a fun individual. "What is life, E-man? You're up here this minute and the boss then you're gone," another social media user wrote in tribute. Meanwhile, others use the opportunity to appeal to motorists to exercise care as they travel on the roadways, especially given the fact that the country was not reopened. "You all want to go out and enjoy yourself, but stop the speeding, especially when you come from party," one woman wrote. Major fire devastates businesses in Montego Bay. Several business operators are now counting their losses following a major fire in Montego Bay, St. James yesterday morning. It is reported that sometime between 2 and 3, fire was seen coming from a building on Rivers Bay Road. The blaze then spread to shops at the People's Arcade, which is located in front of the building. A warehouse and a workshop were among properties at the arcade that were gutted. Firefighters were called in, who tackled the blaze for hours. The devastated operators are appealing for assistance. The losses are estimated to be in the millions. Man accused of breaking into Juicy said he was hungry, court was told. A man accused of being one of 3 persons who attempted to break into a popular party shop on Constant Spring Road in St. Andrew reportedly told the police when he was held that he was hungry. "Me did hungry, when me did go do, officer? Stay home and dead for hungry?" read the prosecutor from a statement amid laughter from persons in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Friday. The hilarious caution statement was attributed to accused Cahill Grant. Grant and his co-accused Nico Richards and Markin Slater were all granted bail by Chief Parish Judge Chester Cooks in the sum of $300,000 and a charge of shop-breaking and attempted larceny on condition that they report to Constant Spring Police Station on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays and abide by 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. curfew order. They were also warned not to contact or interfere with any of the witnesses in the matter. The accused were granted bail following a recommendation from the police that they be given bail with conditions. The court heard that the men were picked up by the police along Whitehall Avenue in St. Andrew on January 23rd at 1 a.m. after the police had received information about an attempted break-in at Juicy Patty's outlet along Constant Spring Road. They were reportedly pointed out by a security guard after they were arrested and brought back to the location on the night of the incident. When cautioned, Grant reportedly told the police that he was hungry. The others made no comment. The men are to return to court on May 11. Him is no done. Him is no done. Him is no done. Him is a peacemaker. A niece of Emilia Morris shouted while she, other women and children protested along Maxwell Avenue in St. Andrew on Friday, decrying what they say was a cold-blooded murder by police officers. The woman, who other protesters addressed by her alias, insisted that her uncle was first shot in Maxwell area around 11:24 on Thursday night and handcuffed and taken away alive by cops. She added that she and others went into a car and began trailing the cops, but the police officers intercepted them and hit their vehicle, causing them to stop. "Them start push gun into the car. We have to go in front of them," she said. The woman said that when the group got to Kingston Public Hospital, Morris was dead and his hands were not handcuffed. She rejected claims that Morris, who was also known by the alias Papa Stinger, was a Don. "Him no make the party them and everything a go on. And him cry peace. And him make the man them now war. Cause when them say war, him say peace," Apple said. Another of Morris's niece, whose father was murdered in 2010 in Maxwell community, alleged that the police had hit her uncle in his head with a gun. "Him no dead when him go in the jeep. Them bring him go away and kill him. When people did go up in the jeep, them the police did a pepper spray," she shouted during the protest. An alleged eyewitness who lives along Ramsey Road reported that Morris, whom some of the residents affectionately called Daddy, was standing on the sidewalk with another person along Maxwell Avenue when the police officers first accosted him with their vehicle lights dimmed. They grabbed him, he was crying for help, murder, and he was even telling them that "I'm a baby mother and me a go too. Him a beg somebody to go call him baby mother. Him a cry out and say, 'Them a kill me, them a kill me.' After that, we heard one shot and they went away with him," she said. Superintendent Michael Phillips said Morris, who is also known as Daddy One, was a leader of the William Road Gang, which operates off Maxwell Avenue, and was out on bail on a murder charge. A condition of his bail was that he must not be seen in the community of William Road or anywhere within the Kingston 13 area. This order was made by the court based on him accepting evidence that this man is a known violence perpetrator and carries with him a wave of violence whenever time he is in the community, Phillips added. One protester insisted that Morris was a changed man. "People say Ray, but that was on the past. We are talking about the present now. Him have him kids them. Him is a changed person doing business. He's a peacemaker in the community. I can tell you that for sure," said the protester. The police superintendent said Morris challenged the police in a shootout on Thursday night and was hit after the cops responded to information of gunshots being fired in the community. He was also found with a firearm, Phillips said, although he acknowledged that the residents were disputing the police account. The information is somewhat being challenged by citizens within the community, and we have engaged the services of Indicom, and we're having them going into the area and have taken over this particular investigation, he said, referring to the Independent Commission of Investigations. Indicom did not respond to questions sent to them by reporters. Powerful in prison. A declaration from Prime Minister Andrew Holness that efforts are being made to tighten the screws on gangsters who continue their criminal enterprise from behind bars should come as good news for residents of sections of Hanover where a convicted gang leader is believed to be behind several murders and shootings in recent months. The gangster, who is serving a 20-year sentence for shooting with intent and illegal possession of a firearm and ammunition, is believed to be issuing extortion demands as well as ordering murders from prison. There is no official word yet from the police on the involvement of the gangster in the attack, which claimed the lives of 44-year-old Omar Mohabi, 55-year-old Michael Smith, and 37-year-old Mark Austin on Wednesday night, and which left 4 others nursing gunshot wounds. But sources are adamant that the order to attack people at a mini-mart on the Longwood Suntor Crossroad in Hanover on Wednesday was issued by the man who continues to lead the gang despite being in prison, where he has been formed alliance with several convicts and has access to gunmen from other communities outside of Hanover. According to the sources, the gangster has decided that business people in the area, contractors and subcontractors, must pay a portion of their earnings to the gang. It is believed that while the attack on the mini-mart, in which all the people present were targeted, was a warning to people who have refused to pay. Sources further claim that the gang members were involved in the recent killing of a contractor in the area, the murder of one of the contractor's employees during a grave digging, and the fatal shooting of the brother of a major lottery scammer who refused to share his loot with the gangsters. In their official report, the police have said that they believe extortion is at the root of Wednesday's attack at the mini-mart. The police have already detained suspect members of the gang for questioning in connection with Wednesday's triple murder, but sources are adamant that unless the Prime Minister makes good on his promise to clamp down on people in prison running the criminal underworld, there will be more bloodshed in Hanover. Suspect in abduction of St. Thomas girls captured in Portland. Davy and Brian, the fugitive suspected to have abducted 2 girls, ages 9 and 13 in Bad St. Thomas in October 2021, has been captured in a joint search by police and residents in the district of Durham, Portland. The 32-year-old suspect, who is on firearm and rape charges, is also believed to have attacked a woman in Durham earlier this month. The woman was dragged into a heavily vegetated area and her head bashed in with a stone. She was rescued by residents and hospitalized. Police sources say Brian was captured shortly after 9 p.m. Wednesday during an intense search. The search was conducted in one of the most rugged and treacherous terrains in West Portland and lasted for a little over 2 hours. Residents were determined to capture the man who had caused widespread fear among people in several communities, Portland and St. Thomas. Brian's reign of terror also reportedly targeted a student at the College of Agricultural Science and Education in Pasley Gardens who was abducted and sexually assaulted shortly after 5 a.m. on March 5th. Brian is being transported to an undisclosed police lockup and is expected to be charged with multiple offenses including rape, abduction, and absconding bail. The Portland police are investigating. 15-year-old student killed in attempted robbery identified. The student shot and killed in an attempted robbery along Legany Avenue in St. Andrew on Wednesday morning has been identified as 15-year-old Kenneth Williams. Reports from the police are that the teen, who is a student of the Pupin High School, was pounced upon by a lone gunman on foot at approximately 11:20 a.m. The gunman attempted to rob Williams of his cellular phone, and a struggle developed between the two before the explosion was heard. The alleged robber then ran off in the direction of Sunday Gully. The deceased was rushed to the University Hospital of the West Indies, where he was pronounced dead. Students with offensive weapons will be arrested. Head of the Trelawney Police Division, Superintendent Carlos Russell, has warned that any student who is found in possession of a weapon will be arrested and charged. Russell, while addressing a specially arranged devotion at William Lee Memorial High School on Tuesday, made it clear about how the law will treat those found in possession of offensive weapons. It is an offense to be in the possession of an offensive weapon. If found with any of such weapon, you will be arrested and charged, Russell stated. I am warning you that you should leave the knives, scissors, and ice picks at home, he said. They are not a part of your material needed to advance your education. The warning came as a result of a stabbing incident at William Knibb Memorial on Monday, in which Kamal Hall, a 16-year-old student, died as a consequence of stab wounds he received in a conflict with a schoolmate. According to a teacher at the institution, the fight between the two boys was as a result of a feud which started on Friday. Russell, too, noted that earlier this year, there was another stabbing occurrence at another Trelawney High School and said there will be more random searches of students. It will not only be at the school gate or in the compound. Officers will be on the bus stops and sometimes on the transport that they take to and from school. The police department's community relations officer, Sergeant Wayne Wallace, said that he would include the superintendent's warning to school children about being arrested for offensive weapons in their possession in his interaction with the community. When I go to the neighborhood watch meeting, I will include it in my talk. Parents will be reminded that of their responsibility to their children, he said. It is more than providing lunch money and bus fares. One parent, on hearing of Russell's warning, expressed the view that students are wild. I see students smoking ganja after and before school. They have some of the most foul language. They must be searched for the presence of drugs, she said, while choosing not to be named. I fear for my life, she posits. They are a dangerous set. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.